This is a reflective post about motivation. Recently, I've found myself lacking in motivation and struggling to find something that wants me to keep going. I think the main cause of this is feeling deflated every time I have a tutorial or we have a talk. For example, recently we had a tutorial, well, it was more like a group talk where Sorrel and Dave basically said to us that at this point we should have done our research, we should be there by now, and that it's time to continue with the process, keep moving on. And if we haven't got up to that point yet, we're already falling at one of the first hurdles. And hearing this quite constantly about there's a lot of pressure that I feel, and it mounts up. So recently I found myself quite deflated and not really sure how to move on. Feeling worried about the amount of work I've been doing, even though I feel like I've been working really hard, making me question myself, which has its pros and it has its cons. And the pros would be that it makes me want to work harder and it is making sure that I'm at that level. But the cons are that it can just backfire and that I don't feel like I can carry on and that I can work at the level that they want me to, which I really feel like I am. So to get myself back into motivation, even though I should have done most of my research by now, I decided to go back into research because remembering from one of my past reflective posts is that I get really motivated when I have an emotional connection or if I have something that I feel empathy with. So going back into research, looking through past blog posts that I've done has given me the extra kick that I needed to keep going, because it's a downward spiral. Once you think of one thing, you think of another, and before you know it, that you pretty much quit. So I've decided to move and look at everything that I've done and to get inspiration from that and to think that yes, I am in the right place. I do need to continue. I know I do, and to make this happen. Last weekend I wrote myself a list as about, I probably went a bit overboard, but it's about 20 things on that list. I was like, right, I'm going to sit down this weekend and I'm going to do it. And I worked solidly over those 3 days. And I didn't finish the list, but I did do a lot of work, and it's because of the little things that I didn't do that I felt like I've not done enough. This is awful. I haven't done it. But instead, I think I need to change my mindset and think about, okay, well, let's think of the positives as well as the negatives. Yes, you haven't done those 3, but you have done these 17, and you can work on those other 3. Not everything needs to be done straight away, otherwise you're going to wear yourself out and you're just going to end up in a spiral and end up back in the place that you were before. So having this conversation with myself and thinking about what's best for me and how I need to be motivated has really helped me as a creative person, because going back through the stuff that I've gone through and rereading, rewatching has really helped me get back into my motivation and really helped me think about what made me want to do it in the first place, what interested me. So by doing this, it's really helped me move forward and continue to work hard again. Not that I wasn't, but I am continuing to keep that momentum up, keep the momentum up and keep going. I feel like this, when I'm feeling like this again, this is a good way of controlling it and getting back into my roots and being able to move forward and get myself out of that jam, being my own tutor. And I think this has worked really well from doing this. So I think that having this conversation with myself, having these thoughts, is actually really helpful for me, because it's got me back into the mindset that I need to be. And I will continue to do this whenever I feel like this.